I will not spin plates to make everyone happy.
I will not duck to avoid hitting the glass ceiling.
I will not stay in a small box where I cannot control my life.
I will not just stand on the sidelines and cheer the team on.
I will not carry ancestral baggage, fearful that if I lay down, there will be no purpose in my life.
I will not do something well that doesn't make me happy.
I will not speak so softly that my voice is not heard.
I will not sit at home while others experience the world.
I will not wear masks to avoid being seen fully or upsetting others.
I will not convince myself that tomorrow will suffice when it comes to following my bliss.
I will not play follow the leader unless I am the leader.
Follow your bliss.
Hello and welcome to Hear Me Roar. I'm your host, Alexis Matthews. Today on the show, we're going to be discussing sexuality, and we're going to have a little bit of an interview with Jonathan Mayo, who directed at the theater department's cleaning closets earlier in the semester. But when we come back from this break, we're going to have Davida on here talking about the segment that she produced for us, so stay tuned.
Dude, where you been out all day?
Breckenridge Hall.
What's so cool about Breckenridge Hall?
Yo, why are you looking at bags, bro? What you need is a chick magnet. You put me in the room and boom, chicks. That's what I'm talking about.
Hello and welcome back. With me, we have Davida Asbury, who's our segment producer. So you produced a segment for this show that was a little bit different than what your last one was, because your last one you interviewed people and talked about their opinions. But could you explain what this one is?
Yes, since this show was about women and sexuality, instead of having interviews in it, I just explained what sexual identity was and the difference between that and sexual orientation. And then I also got into the different types of sexual orientations, gender roles, and then I also talked about a Love is Louder movement that was started by the JED Foundation, MTV, and Brittany Snow. That is basically a foundation to express how anyone's love is louder than anything negative that people could say or do to put people down and to address the issues of bullying and self-image and depression.
Okay. So what did you learn from this?
Part of what I learned were that I didn't know there were so many different aspects of sexual orientation and identity. So I just got more information about that. And then I learned more about the Love is Louder movement. So this past March 26th, Alliance and my sorority, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, we put on a program about the Love is Louder movement. And what we did, we had Tara Holiday. She came and spoke, and she just basically addressed the issues of self-image and depression, who you can talk to if you have any problems with that. And we played a game during the program called Cross the Line, if you've ever seen Freedom Riders, where they had a line down the classroom, and she would say something like, if you're an only child, step over the line. So those people would step over the line if they could relate to that and if they were comfortable with saying, like, that's me. So at the program, we did that as well, and, like, the line was a neutral area. So it's like if you kind of could relate to that, you're neutral, but if that's definitely you cross the line.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. So let's look at the video.
When it comes to sexual identity, people often are clueless to what sexual identity truly means, the difference between sexual identity and sexual orientations, and the different types of sexual orientations. Today, I'm going to give you a bit of background information about sexual identity and sexual orientation. Sexual identity. Sexual identity consists of individuals' sexual orientation, preferences, gender roles, and how they define their individual sexuality. Sexual orientation. This refers to the enduring pattern of emotional, romance, and/or sexual attractions to men, women, or both sexes. Sexual orientation also refers to a person's sense of identity based on those attractions, related behaviors, and membership in a community of others who share those attractions. Monosexual sexual orientations. Some people are exclusively attracted to members of only one gender. Gay generally refers to men who are attracted to men. Sometimes this refers to people who are attracted to people of the same sex. Sometimes homosexual is used for this, although this label is seen by many today as a medical term that should be retired from common use. Lesbian. A woman who is attracted to women, sometimes also or alternatively same-gender loving women or women loving women. Straight. A man is exclusively attracted to a woman or a woman is exclusively attracted to men. Also sometimes generally used to refer to people whose sexualities are socially normative, alternatively referred to as heterosexual. Polysexual sexual orientations. Some people are attracted to members of multiple genders. Sexual orientation labels used by polysexual people include bisexual, attracted to people of one gender and people of other genders, often referred to as bi. Pansexual, attracted to people regardless of gender, sometimes also or alternatively omnisexual. Queer. Similar to pansexual, queer can be an identity label meaning that a person is attracted to people of many genders. However, queer is a multifaceted word with more than one definition and use, and is viewed as an offensive word by some people. Asexual sexual orientation. Some people do not experience sexual attraction. Asexual. Not sexually attracted to anyone and or no desire to act on attraction to anyone. Does not necessarily mean sexless. Asexual people sometimes do experience affectional romance attraction. A gender role is a set of social and behavioral norms that within a specific culture are widely considered to be socially appropriate for individuals of a specific sex. Gender identity and expression. We affirm each person's ability to judge for themselves who they are and express themselves in a way that is most authentic to their self. We honor the diversity of truths that exist within our communities. Gender is complex and multifaceted. In North American culture, several distinct facets of ourselves get clumped together when we talk about gender. Biological sex. Attributes such as anatomy, chromosomes, and hormones that is usually assigned at birth and inform whether a person is male, female, or intersex. Gender identity. A person's internal sense of being a man, a woman, neither of these, both, and so on. One's inner sense of being. Everyone has a gender identity. Gender expression. The ways in which a person manifests masculinity, femininity, both, or neither through appearance, behavior, dress, speech patterns, preferences, and more. The cultural expectation is that one's biological sex, gender identity, and gender expression will align in stereotypical ways, that someone who is male will identify as a boy or man and have a masculine gender expression. For example, this expectation does not serve our diverse world and the Madrid experiences of self that exist. People often think that those who do not follow the norms of sexual identities are a number of different harmful and rude words that I'd rather not list. People who choose to belittle and bully others because others choose to live their lives the way they wish to need to be taught that love is louder than any hate they could choose to exert on people. If you also believe that love is louder than the hate that people show towards those who choose not to follow the norms of society, who choose not to be perfect, then you should join the Love is Louder movement. Love is Louder was started by the Jed Foundation, MTV, and Brittany Snow to support anyone feeling mistreated, misunderstood, or alone. It's hundreds of thousands of people just like you who have turned this idea into a movement of all types of people who have come together to raise the volume around the message that love and support are louder than any internal or external voice that brings us down. Individuals, communities, schools, and organizations have embraced Love is Louder as a way to address with issues like bullying, negative self-image, discrimination, loneliness, and depression. Even as we work to stop negative words and actions that hurt us, we can strengthen our abilities to cope with hard times, focus on the positive, support the people around us, and reach out for help when we need it. The Love is Louder movement is all about taking action. Some actions are simple, like reading positive messages that remind us that we aren't alone, or uploading our photos and art. Our actions might involve our school or community. You can take action right now by becoming part of the Love is Louder movement. Follow the Love is Louder movement at Love is Louder and upload your photos with the hashtag Love is Louder. Like the Love is Louder page on Facebook and share it with your friends. Stay updated with the Love is Louder movement by signing up on e-newsletter to follow the movement. Remember, sexuality is diverse and deeply personal. Understanding our sexuality is about the sexual feelings and attractions we feel towards other people, not who we have sex with. There are different types of sexuality, and it can take time to figure out what fits right with you. Also remember that your love is louder than any scrutiny that anyone could speak onto you. Be yourself, love yourself, and do unto others as you would want done unto you. Remember, love is louder.
It never gets old, huh?
Nope.
It kind of makes you wanna...
Breaking the song?
Yup. I love the sunset.
I love Eagle Lake.
I love the forest. I love when eagles play.
I love the campus!
And all its lights and sounds.
Boom-de-yada, 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 boom-de-yada.
I love philosophy.
We love diversity. I love English.
And all its weird words.
I love the music.
And all its melodies. Boom-de-yada, boom-de-yada.
Boom-de-yada, boom-de-yada.
I love fraternities.
I love sororities.
I love to draw things.
And all the athletes.
I love Moorhead.
It's such a pretty place.
Boom-de-yada, 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 boom-de-yada.
Welcome back. Right here with me, I've got Ricky Nelson again.
Hey, everybody.
So
hey,
you have a little something.
Yeah, it's not an episode of Hear Me Roar if you don't have me on, right?
That's true.
Right? Yeah. So I have a friend named Alyssa Thomas, and she sings, and she's part of the theater program here. Mm-hmm. And I asked her if she had any songs that she would be willing to sing for us and let me film it and show it here, and she did. She wrote a song called, she's from Grayson, mm-hmm. and she wrote a song called The Grayson Song. And her and our friend Elissa Lowe sing it, and they sing it a cappella for us because they said that that's the way that they like to sing it. Mm-hmm. They like the way that it sounds that way the best, and it's just a really nice song about Grayson and about how they love living there, and they just love everything about it. So.
Okay. All right. So let's check a song about Grayson.
Yeah, the Grayson song.
Let's watch it.
Pink and dandelions in my front yard. Living in this small town, life isn't too hard. Riding my bike to my neighbor's 3 doors down. Oh, Grayson, I love having you around. Swimming in the pool, I know that me and you'll have fun, so please don't wait to head to Greenbow State. Fishing in the lake on a sunny day, camping in Carter Caves just to take my worries away. Catching lightning bugs in a mason jar, wading in the creek, Mom says don't go too far. Running through the grass feels good on my feet. Oh, Grayson, you're so good to me. Swimming in the pool, I know that me and you'll have fun, so please don't wait to head to Greenbow State. Fishing in the lake on a sunny day, camping at Carter Caves just to take my worries away. Oh, Grayson, it's my hometown. I love to see the friendly faces always running round. Always so busy, so many people on the street, 'cause everybody's stopping to say hi to everyone they meet. Oh, Grayson, swimming in the pool, I know that me and you'll have fun, so please don't wait to head to Greenbow State. Fishing in the lake on a sunny day, camping at Carter Caves just to take my worries away.
Okay.
Can y'all do that faster?
Hi, I'm Natasha Davis, the Associate Professor of Dance here at Morehead State University. Under the Dance Minor program, you will learn a variety of genres of dance, including tap, ballet, modern, jazz, hip-hop, African, dance composition, dance improvisation, dance history, intro to dance, and Pilates. If you are interested, you can become a member of our National Dance Honors Fraternity, Delta Chi Xi. This fraternity offers students the opportunity to spread dance not only on our campus, but throughout the community. If you're interested in any of our classes, please come and contact me, Professor Natasha Davis. And never miss a chance to dance.
Welcome back. Earlier in the semester, former MSU alum Jonathan Mayo came back here from Chicago to direct Cleaning Closets, which was again done earlier in the semester. So here is an interview that I was able to do with him.
Cleaning Closets is an oral history project that collects and shares true coming out stories from both sides of the closet door. So not just the perspective of the LGBTQ individuals, but also that of the family and friends that they come out to. I think that's important because that's a side of the story that we don't always hear. And so this project will hopefully bridge that gap and make it easier for everyone involved in the coming out process. With Cleaning Closets and the one here at Morehead, we have devised the work based on their stories. And so we don't have a script that we're using. At first I thought maybe it's going to be a staged reading and we're going to write out our scripts and we'll just have like a very nice formal staged reading where they get up, they read their script and characters sit back down. But the more I saw them in rehearsals with their journals and their papers and their notes, it was just like, it's holding you back. I was like, put it down and just improv the scene. And a lot of these students are not used to that because the kind of theater that they do, they've got to play. They get a script and they read it, they highlight their lines, and they find their motivation from what's been written. And And then it's also a little different because it is their own stories, so they can connect with it in a lot deeper of a way. But nobody's playing themselves in the show. Some of them may not be able to handle that direct emotion to their own stories right away because some of them are still processing their feelings around it. And in Chicago, we do a lot of improv. There's a lot of sketch. There's a lot of storytelling. Storytelling's really big. And so I'm so used to seeing it there and devising new works and working with people to get their stories on the stage. And I knew, I was like, I want to do something like that and bring it back here to the institution where I learned and bring back what I remember that I didn't get from here. It's 10 years later, so possibly they're getting this kind of experience now, but when I was here, we weren't. So I was like, that's what I want to bring back. I want to bring back this knowledge and this experience.
Addison, why are you dressed up like that?
Because you're in a dream, John.
How can you prove that?
Your body's still there.
What?
Wake up and smell the coffee. Java City.
Welcome back. Here with me I have Samuel Perkins. You're a theater major.
Yes.
And you are also gay.
Correct.
Yeah. So I was just wondering if you could, explain what your coming out process was like.
Okay, well, gosh. Well, basically, like when you are gay, most gay men, of course, we will tell you that you kind of suspect to be gay at a very young age. So I kind of just started discovering this about myself very early on, and I kind of just repressed it just for like the way my religious beliefs that I was taught growing up, and just like the environment that I lived in, because I'm from Flatwoods, Kentucky. And so I just repressed it, and then when I came to college, I just kind of got to this point where I was like, I can't fight this anymore. Like I have to do something. Like I can't keep living this way. So I remember that I like prayed and prayed and prayed for God to send me a sign. And the next day, a friend of mine sent me this text, and he was like, check out this documentary. It's really good. I think it'll be helpful for you. And it was about some woman that was struggling with the same thing I was, and that kind of just gave me the courage to feel like it was okay with God to be gay. Mm-hmm. So therefore, I felt it was okay then to be okay with anyone else, because he's the only person that I need to please,
Yeah.
So I did it, and it was surprisingly very easy. Like my parents said that they always knew. My friends pretty much suspected, so it wasn't really much of a shock to anyone.
Yeah.
And I've been gay now, or I've been gay my whole life, but I've been openly gay now for 1 year, and it's gone really well. And I'm actually been dating this guy for like 5 months, so that's going pretty good.
Oh, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So you would say that your friends and family were supportive?
Oh, very much so, yeah. I mean, there were like a few little rough spots like in the beginning, but I mean, it's been very smooth. I mean, I was very fortunate.
Okay, so do you have, is there anything you want to say to people who don't understand not being heterosexual?
Yeah, I just can't stand when people believe that homosexuality is a choice. Because I'm thinking, why would I wake up one day and just think, today I'm going to decide to make my life more difficult? I want to be called all these hurtful names. I want to be discriminated against, and this and that. Like, who would choose that for themselves? And heterosexual people that do say that it's a choice, then with that, then I want them to choose to be gay then for a day. Like, sleep with a man then and tell me that that's okay. Or like, kiss a guy or something. Because just like I don't enjoy that with girls, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right. Well, stay with me because we're going to come back with you after commercial. So stay tuned after the break.
Lord, what fools these mortals be.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?
I have always depended on the kindness of strangers.
All right, welcome back. Still with me, we have Samuel Perkins.
Mm-hmm.
So we showed the clip of Jonathan talking about doing cleaning closets and everything, and we even saw you in that. So could you talk about what it was like working on cleaning closets and you know, what it was like working with Jonathan?
Okay, well, first off, I need to just throw out there that Jonathan Mayo is literally the greatest man that I've ever met in my entire life. I really aspire to be just like him when I am his age. I won't disclose because I know he wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
But he's an awesome man, an awesome mentor, and a good friend of mine now. I'm proud to say that. And it was really interesting working on cleaning closets because unlike any other shows that I've done here in the past or in any other theater company, like you always have scripted dialogue. But with this, all of our scenes were either kind of, not really sketch, because that makes it sound like it's comedic, but it was kind of like improv, and that was it. And we were also telling our own stories. So we wanted to make sure that we were staying true to these people's stories and not like deviating from that, but also making a story out of it that makes sense to the audience with all these things meshed together, and also presenting something interesting and entertaining. So it was difficult balancing all that. But it was a really unique challenge, though, and something I was excited to take on as an actor, and would gladly do it again. I look forward to seeing him take this to other universities, too.
Yeah. Was it weird seeing somebody else act out, well, because some of your story was told in it.
Right.
Was it weird seeing that and, you know, having somebody else?
Well, see, the interesting thing about that is I had a personal conversation with Jonathan, and I told him, because he was afraid that it would be emotionally painful for us to relive those, you know, stories, which makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
But I was talking to him about how it was very important for me to play myself. Like, I kind of thought that was what it was going into it to begin with. And so I explained to him that it wouldn't be hard on me, and we agreed that it would be fine. So we did it. So I actually didn't have to deal with that. But I imagine that it would be weird. Like, I've seen some people do it like in rehearsals for like practices and stuff.
Yeah. I imagine that would be weird. Do you have any advice for anybody who's struggling with coming to terms with their sexuality?
I just think make sure, I mean, sometimes you can get mixed feelings, I believe. I think you need to make sure 100% that that's who you are and that's who you need to be. And once you find out for yourself, like, who you are, I believe that you should just love yourself because that's who you are for a reason. Like, it's not a mistake that you're this way, or it's not, you know, some misfortune. Like, that's who you are, and you're beautiful, and you should accept it.
All right, well, that's really great advice. So thank you so much for coming on. And for talking about such a personal thing. This is the end of the show.
Okay, perfect.
And we'll be back on in a couple of weeks. I forget what the date is, but anyway, thank you to Samuel for being on, and Ricky and Davida, and everybody else involved. So bye.
Well, all right. Thank you so much for having me. This has been really